Thank you very much, Simon. And just to say thank you to Simon and the committee for inviting me along this afternoon to talk to the IEVOA members. So I'm delighted to be with you this afternoon and to give you a very quick update about the work of the FASTER project. Hopefully some of you will already be aware of the FASTER project, and I know that I've been talking to quite a number of you over the last year. And if you're not already familiar with the project, hopefully over the next year or 18 months, you will become much more familiar with the work that we're doing. So if we can move on to the first slide, please. And we can move on from there as well. So I suppose just by way of introduction, I am a project officer for the project, and I am based at Southwest College in Enniskillen. And essentially the FASTER project, it's a joint initiative across 3 regions. So Western Scotland, Ireland, the 6 border counties, and Northern Ireland. And it was really set up to support a shared ambition to transition to low carbon transport systems and to share learnings across the regions in relation to the electrification of transport. The application for the project itself was made in 2018, and the award was made in 2020. So the project has been awarded €6.4 million from the European Union's Interreg 5A programme, which is managed by the special EU programmes body. And match funding for the project has been provided in Scotland by Transport Scotland, in Northern Ireland by the Department for Infrastructure, and in the Republic of Ireland by the Department for Transport. So we have 7 project partners. The project team is headed up by East Border Region, and they are based in Uri, and they oversee the project management and the financial management and really all elements of the project procurement, and oversee that we're all project partners are following correct procedures. So we've got ourselves, Southwest College, and our roles and responsibilities is really to engage with project stakeholders, whether that be members of the public, local authorities, or other organisations. Ulster University are leading on the procurement of the infrastructure in Northern Ireland, and Louth County Council are doing likewise for the Republic of Ireland for the 6 border counties. Our partners in Scotland include University of Strathclyde, and they have been assessing the infrastructure and the sites over there alongside Highlands and Islands Transport, who are overseeing the procurement exercise for the network infrastructure. Alongside the 7 project partners, we're working with 14 local authorities, the 6 border councils in the Republic of Ireland, and 8 local authorities from across Northern Ireland. We also are working with Sligo IT and SEAI. And we've also been very fortunate on this project to work alongside a number of consultancies in each of the regions. So Urban Foresight have been appointed by SEUPB to support the project with a range of support. And Gary McRae from Urban Foresight, who you may be familiar with, works very closely with the project team. We've also been working with Cenex. We're working with Turner Townsend in terms of the procurement for the infrastructure in the Republic of Ireland, and CPD in Northern Ireland for procurement that's ongoing in Northern Ireland. So if we can move to the next slide, please. So in terms of the current project status, I'm sure a lot of you here that are EV drivers and would love to see more chargers in the ground at the minute, but I suppose we do have procedures and processes that we have to follow because of our funding setup. And again, because we're a regional project with 3 different jurisdictions, we have 3 sets of regulations and 3 sets of public procurement procedures to follow. So in Scotland at the minute, the project has completed site selection and the initial site assessments, and we're currently out to tender for the infrastructure. So it's live on Odoo, and that closes on the 2nd of May. So any infrastructure providers or CPOs that are interested in that tender, it's currently live on the official journal. In terms of the Republic of Ireland and in Northern Ireland, the project partners have identified, alongside the local authorities, a list of sites in each council, and Louth County Council and Dundalk IT over the past 6 or 8 months have been working through site assessments, looking at grid capacity, the existing network infrastructure, accessibility issues, and costings. The Republic of Ireland sites have been agreed in principle with each of the councils and by the Project Review Group and the Department of Transport. And this week, on Tuesday the 12th, market soundings exercise will be advertised on e-tenders and also on the official journal for the European Union. So any charge point operators or infrastructure providers that would like to get involved in that process for the Republic of Ireland, the details will be made available via the Faster website and social media channels, and the advertisement will be on e-tenders and the official journal. So the sites in Northern Ireland, again, they've been agreed in principle with each of the councils, and they're going forward to the Department for Infrastructure this month for approval. And again, we should have further updates on that fairly soon. So if we can move forward to the next slide. So in terms of the key deliverables for the project, sorry, if we can go back to the previous slide, I think we just skipped one. Apologies, I think there's one, but it may have been missed out. But the key deliverable for the Faster project is 73 rapid charge points across the 3 programme regions. So the only stipulation with the funding is that the charge points that we deliver at least 73 50 kilowatt and above charge points across the 3 programme regions. So that will essentially mean 24 or 25 points per region. In Scotland and in the Republic of Ireland, it probably won't mean as much as it will in Northern Ireland, where there's significantly fewer points. And also, in addition to the rapid charging points, we will also be subject to budget for each of the sites. We'll also be looking at the 22 kilowatt chargers as well, and looking at facilities for CCS and CADIMO charging. So we want to try and make the network as accessible as possible to all users. We are looking at, I suppose I don't like to use the term hub, but I suppose maybe it's a mini hub, rather than just putting one charge point on each of the sites. We're looking at possibly 2 on most of the sites. So it'll probably mean 12 or 13 sites along the border region, both in Northern Ireland and in the Republic of Ireland. The project is currently scheduled to be completed by May of 2023. However, an extension to the project is being applied for at the moment, which will take us out to December 2023. So we're just waiting for approval on that from the project funder, and that's just to ensure that we can really meet all the deliverables for the project and ensure that the network is up and running how we would like it by the end of the project. So moving on to the next slide, please. I think, sorry, apologies, I'm just jumping a little bit here, but so the key objectives, I suppose, for Southwest College, I think we're maybe back. Yes, that slide. The key objectives for us at Southwest College, we're responsible for the marketing and stakeholder engagement and all the project communications. So we have two clear objectives within our particular work package. The first of those is really to engage and inform. So that's really about promoting and improving the visibility of the project, to really highlight the funding that has been received for the project, and to address any of the key concerns of the wider public, and to encourage the increased uptake of electric vehicles across each of the project regions. So we'll be doing that through our online channels and through a series of media campaigns, which will begin to impact over the summer months. We also want to make the right connections. So we've been working with a range of stakeholders, and over the past few months, we've been working quite closely with the committee from IEVOA. We've also been working with EVA NI and EVA Scotland as well. So we're very keen to work with as many organisations that are, passionate about the transition to electric vehicles and sustainable transport systems. And we're always open to meeting new groups and new people that are interested in this whole area. And I suppose through the work that the project's doing, that we really want to build a resilient stakeholder network, because there are a lot of competing voices out there now when it comes to electric vehicle use and the transition to electric vehicles. So we want to really help improve confidence, I suppose, in the network and in the technology that's out there, and really support and address some of those challenges that Simon spoke about earlier. And hopefully the work that we're doing with the FASTER project will provide support for the work that IEVOA is doing so well. Next slide, please. So last summer, I know quite a lot of you that are members of IEVOA would have taken part in our stakeholder survey. This followed on from a series of focus groups that we held last June. We had 35 organisations from across the 3 project regions that were involved in that. And we received just under 1,500 responses, with a fairly equal split across the regions. Unsurprisingly, at that point, the key areas of concern that we identified were range anxiety, the cost for electric vehicles, the availability of public chargers, and charging time. 87% of current EV owners that responded to that survey had home charging facilities, while 52% of motorists that hadn't made the switch yet to electric vehicles were considering the move, and 26% of those were considering battery electric. And there's been subsequent surveys released in recent months that figure has increased. And what we would hope to do within the project is to repeat the survey and, I suppose, adapt it slightly later this summer, and again before the end of the project, just to track any changes in behaviours and improvements over the past year or so. Next slide, please. So just, I suppose, in terms of some of the day-to-day work that we're doing at Southwest College, so we've developed a website for the project, and it's you'll see the address there. The website has many hints and tips for electric vehicle owners. We're delighted to have the support of quite a number of drivers and industry groups. We have, I think there's over 50 user testimonials on the website at the minute, and a small number of industry testimonials. And as we move forward over the next few months, we hope to further build on those. We have a savings calculator on the website to help you identify how much you could potentially save by making the switch. We have latest industry news, so basically what's happening in the industry across Ireland and the UK. We have our blog, and we have a charging map on there to identify the currently available charge points. And once the FASTER project infrastructure is installed, that will go on to that as well. You can find us on all the major social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. And I suppose the key messages that we're really trying to address across each of our channels are around the enhanced and safer driver experience that electric vehicles can offer, the healthier environment with reduced carbon emissions, so improving driver health and well-being, We want to encourage, again, that more drivers make the switch where possible to electric vehicles, and break down some of the misconceptions and mistruths around electric vehicle use, and really try to promote them as an achievable alternative to petrol and diesel vehicles. And as I mentioned earlier, we have been working closely with each of the user groups in the 3 project regions, and we would hope to do more of that collaboration work over the next year to 18 months. So if we can move just to the next slide. So coming soon, we're delighted recently to have appointed Dr. Ewan McTurk, who many of you, I'm sure, will be familiar with his work. And you will be presenting a series of webinars for us beginning on Wednesday, the 20th of April. And each month they will be focusing on a different topic related to electric vehicle use. So the first session on the 20th of April will look at charging. So from charging at home to the public charging network and workplace charging. And you're all very welcome to register for those. Ewan will also be producing a series of films for us beginning in May. And we're also working closely with councils to help them develop their own electric vehicle and decarbonisation strategies. Because I know there was a report earlier this week that in Northern Ireland there are currently no local authorities with published strategies or action plans. So we really hope that through this project we can address that and really, I suppose, strengthen the position of the local authorities in all regions. Also, we will be working quite closely with the user groups on the delivery of a series of public events, and we would hope to see the first public events later this summer. And we're also working on an initiative for World EV Day in September, which we hopefully will be able to share more details of with you very soon. I think that's really all I wanted to say at this point. Again, I just wanted to thank Simon and the committee for their invitation this afternoon. And I'd like to wish those committee members that are stepping down from the committee today every success for the future, and just congratulate you for the work that you have done over the past number of years and the successes that you've achieved as a committee. Because I think you've really shone a spotlight on electric vehicles and the transition to, I suppose, more sustainable transport in the Republic of Ireland, and the work that you're doing is very much valued. So thank you.